Okay, so we're creating a website, and I'm going to show you this is the website, or this is what we are going to be creating, and I'm going to show you step by step of how we do this. If you already know how to do it, then that's fine. This is for those who need more support. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new document. So let's say, for instance, when you guys start, your view may not look like this. And by the way, you probably would be looking, if you don't know that you're using 365, Microsoft 365, you have to log into your account. And once you logged in, you use your UDC email to do so. Okay. Do not try to use Google Docs for this one. All right. So once you logged into the 365, um, when you come into Microsoft Word, you're going to see this blank screen. What I'm going to do automatically is I'm going to view this. When I click on view, I'm going to view this as a web page layout, so that way I'm building it as my website looks like as I'm building it, if that makes sense. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to insert a table, and we're going to create a 5 by 5 table. And what we're going to do with this first, we have rows here and we have columns. This first row here, I'm going to merge that because, well, actually from the second one on, I'm going to merge this. There are two ways to do this. You can, I'm using a Mac. I'm holding Control down and then clicking. That's like right clicking. And then I go to merge cells. If you don't know how to do that, let's do it the long way. We'll click on this layout tab. Notice that the table design and layout tab are there. If you're outside of it, you're not going to really see it. All right. So I'm highlighting what I want to merge. So I'm going to highlight the starting from the second column onto the third one, but I'm highlighting the first row. I'm going to layout, and then I'm going to merge the cells, and my cell right here is going to be merged. The reason why I'm creating this 5 by 5 column anyway is to keep my web page nice, order, and neat. If you like me, like things neat, then you want to make sure everything is together. So I'm going to create my title, and this is just me. You can create whatever title you want, but it should be associated with what you are, what your web page is about, which is essentially your brand. So mine is going to be educational educational services, right? Um, I'm creating educational services. What I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to make this about 72 points in size, or font size. I'll make about 72. I probably want to, let's leave it like this. I probably want to change the font style perhaps to um, whatever style you really want, honestly. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. All right, but I'm going to make mine like this. You're going to leave this one blank, and that's going to be for like your logo. Okay. I don't like this big bulky space here. And be careful with how you stretch this, because you're going to manipulate or change these remaining cells down here. Okay, so what I probably want to do is change this font size that's going to be able um, to fit me. Let me make it 65 and see. I don't like the way that looks either. So all right, so I'm gonna stretch it a little bit like so, and then I can manually adjust it, or you can, when you go to design tab, you can actually make all your cells the same size. But I don't suggest you do all. You don't have to be all crazy with it. All right, but anyway, so this first row is for your title. The second cells, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put home. These are gonna be like your links, right? And you could, doesn't matter which order you do, but essentially these links are all of the documents that you created in this class. So we created an about me page. We had a podcast. We created an Instagram account. I'm just going to put IG for Instagram. And we created an application. I'm going to call it careers. You know how when you go onto a website and you want to like apply, there's like a drop down arrow and you hit careers and then you have an application. You can call this whatever you want to call it. I'm just calling it careers. You can say application, you can say apply, whatever you want to choose for this. This is perfectly fine. But eventually these are going to be linked to your projects, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Well, not in a second, but I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to highlight this third row here, and this is going to be a picture. Now, I'm not going to ask you guys to like draw a picture, but you can find a picture. Now, watch how I do this. When I'm going to insert, well, before I even insert, I have to merge all of these, right? So I'm going to hit Control, and then I'm going to click, and I want to merge these cells, and I want to put a photograph right in there, right? And I'm going to insert a photo. I'm going to go to online pictures, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for a photo that's aligned to what I'm doing. So I'm going to say educational services. Yeah, just call it what I want, what it is, right? Services. And I'm going to choose a photograph that I like. Let's just say, I'm just going to, for argument's sake, I'm just going to insert this photo here. And I'm going to click on insert. Now, if your photograph does not fit in the particular, or like let's say for instance if it's too small, don't stretch it from this angle here. You want to stretch it from the corner, because what happens is that if you stretch it, you're going to distort the picture. We don't want to distort it. We want to keep it its originality in terms of how it looks, right? I don't like all this text in here, so I'm going to delete this text down here because that looks cheesy, right? We know that is a photograph from the internet. We don't want it to look like that, okay? So now for this fourth row, and forgive me if I'm moving too fast, but for this fourth row down here, we're going to do the same thing as far as highlighting. We're going to merge these cells. So I'm going to merge them. I'm doing it the long way this time, and I'm hitting merge cells. And this is going to be information about your particular website, right? Now, I'm not asking you all to type down something to create a website. What you can do is you can use a website from. You can still like watch what I'm doing. I'm googling educational, let's say consultant, right? And I'm gonna find a website. Now I know this is taboo. You shouldn't be using other people's information. But if you're going to post this as far as create a website, then you can't use other people's information. But what you're gonna do essentially is I'm just going to copy and paste some things for my particular site, but nothing too crazy. Let's get all of this here. I'm gonna keep it short, just for purposes of just this video. I'm going to make it really short. I'm not gonna make it crazy. I don't like that photograph there. Sorry, but I don't like that image there. So I'm going to delete this image because I don't want to make it crazy, you know. All right. Now for so right now our web page is starting to come together here. For this last row, I'm going to really keep it simple, and I'm going to merge these cells again, and I'm going to make this like a. Let's center this thing. We got to go back and center some things here. But let's go. I'm gonna make it simple and say just contact me. You can make this anything you want. It's going to be a link to your personal information. You can make it however you want to call it. I'm saying contact me. You can be creative if you like. I want to increase the size to make this stand out a little bit more. Let's make it about 48. And I'm going to make it red because this is my favorite color. And I'm going to bold it. What I'm also going to do, and I'm going to make it right, and I'm going to say back to top. simply because if this is a long website and somebody comes on your site, you want to click on this and it'll bring them right back up here. I'll show you how to do that as well. Now, it's looking kind of bland. So what I want to do is we're going to dress it up a little bit. So what I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to right click this again, and I'm going to borders and shading. I'm going to make the background, go to shading here. I'm going to make the background, yeah, let's make the background black. I know it's gonna disappear, right? So, but I want to change the font color too, because I'm gonna change the font color to, let's make it blue, right? Also, I'm going to do the same kind of for this, where I'm going to make, I'm right clicking on this second row here, and I'm going to go borders and shading, and I'm going to change the background color to, let's make it blue to match, and let's make the font color white. If you would like to change the size of them, I think that'll probably be a little bit better. It's about maybe 14 or so. Make it a little bit better. It's up to you. Now, in this section here, I want to put a logo here. We're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to insert a photo. It's going to be from the internet. Some of you guys may see Bing photos, and that's perfectly fine too. I'm going to type in the same thing, educational services, or educational logo. How about that? And I want to pick a logo from here that may, resonate with what I'm trying to create. And it could be anything. Because we're not publishing this, we can use these, we could use these photos anyway, because see how big, this is a great example. You see how big this photo became? So I'm going to use this hanger right here, and I'm going to shrink it down to the appropriate size that I like, right? To make it fine right there. Beautiful. Now our website is coming along. It's coming along great, actually. The next thing we have to do is we have to create these links. The best thing I can tell all of you to do is, like I said before, beginning of the course, I'm not sure you guys remember this, but everything that we have done, you should put into a folder, right? So there should be a podcast, your Instagram. Well, Instagram is a little bit different because you're linking a web page, and your Microsoft Forms that you guys created too. That's actually a link you're going to use too. So the only thing that you really should have a file for is the About Me page, right? So those of you who don't have your About Me page, now is the time to create one, because you're going to be graded based upon the completion of this website, okay? And your links have to work. Try to put all, you just gotta have your About Me page into a folder where when you send your link to this website, I can get access to it. So when I click on it, I should be able to see it. So you got to send me that file. Most of you did. If you send it to me, I save it on my computer. When I click the link, it will be available to me. This is the only problem I foresee that's going to happen, because if the links is not done correctly. But everything else, if it's web-based, then you should have no problem. Some of you had texted me your podcast, and you're going to have to, if you emailed it to me, fine, because I saved it on my computer and have access to it. But if you did not email it to me, then it's going to be a problem with linking. And let me show you how to do that. So let's say, for instance, I want to link this. Well, first let's start off with the home page, right? Well, I have to save this document. So let's say if I go File, I'm going to Save As, and I'm going to call it Educational Services. I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to hit Save, right? We know that it's saved because the title up here says Educational Services. Now I'm going to highlight Home, and I'm going to insert a link. So I'll click on Insert, and then I'm going to link. And this may vary because it depends on what platform you're using. If you're using a PC, it may look a little different, but it's still essentially the same. All right. So this first one says a web page or file. Do you want to be in this document? And we want to be in this document. See, link that when we get to the bottom of the page, when you click on the top, we're going to do in this document. But for now, you can just put a file. You say, really? What file? So we're going to search it, and I'm going to click on the first file. So I'm in the desktop, and this is the file that I saved it as educational services. I'm hitting open, and the link is going to be right there, right? And then I'm hitting OK. So right now we know that that's a link. The reason why I turned that color simply because we know that it's going to be it's a link. It's showing you that it's a link. That's all. So don't worry about that. It's going to be white when you upload it. No worries. All right. So now for the About Me page, you do the exact same thing. You're going to highlight this. You're going to link it, and you're going to have to find your file on your computer, right? It should be somewhere, like whether it's on your desktop, wherever you put it. It all depends on you. For the web page, right? What you're going to do is you would type in the address to that. Some people like to go to the website itself. Like, for instance, let's say if I go to a website like this website here, and I click on the address bar, and I hit Control C to copy this web page, like for your podcast, and then I can type it in. I'll hit Control V and I'll paste it, and I hit OK, and it will be linked right there. So let's say, for instance, if I want to test it out, I'm going to hold, I'm on my Mac, so I'm holding Control, or you're going to right click it and then hit Open Link. Oops, Open Link, and it's bringing me right to the web page that we hit, right? Fair enough. So that's how you link all of these.